Hello all, this is Subham. So today I'm going to tell you like how to perform MCP tool poisoning attack. So before that, let me tell you like what I have done is basically I have created a MCP tool poisoning attack repository on GitHub. You can find all the details which I'm going to perform or which I'm going to do in this repository. I have created a very nice repo, where you can find the README file, the overview, what it does, how it works, attack visualization and a lot of things, so you can just go here and you can find all the details, you can read. Also, the server which I'm going to work on is the file is here with the name of vulnerable MCP server. So let me tell you what a MCP is first in a very brief. Like when you have a LLM, let's say Claude or ChatGPT or anything, you want to integrate any MCP. Let's say you integrate a MCP for Gmail. What you can do is you can check the mails, you can write the emails, you can delete the emails, and you can do a lot of things just by a prompt with the help of ChatGPT or Claude. So that's what basically what a MCP does. It can it helps to connect you with the external tool. Now what is a MCP tool poisoning attack? So let me explain you by giving a brief example. So this I found out in the internet, so this is very good image showing the example. So you as a user, you ask the AI assistant to do something. Let's say I'll explain by giving what my server does. I ask the AI to go and add two numbers. So it calls the tool, which the tool name is the MCP server name is Edison. It calls the server Edison and it does the task, right? And it performs the output. Okay, let's say you ask what is 1 plus 2, it says it's 3. And then in the background, or it also does some task which was not intended to do, and it performs some malicious action which will actually benefit the attacker or a hacker. So here let's say I'll give a very good example. Let's say the attacker has a RCE access to your system, although he can do a lot of things. But let's say he wants to do something, or let's say he doesn't even have the RCE access, but he has the um, he has the capacity to, or the audacity to basically send you some virus, and you have actually installed that virus, and that affected or changed your data. So how the tool poisoning attack works is, basically if you see the definition, what it says is you basically it looks normal, but it basically changes the definition, the metadata, and a lot of things is being changed in the MCP server. So that's how it works. So let me show you how the real example will work. So to work, the to work a MCP, there are two things. First of all, you need the server file, right, where the server will run. So this is actually the server file. If you go here, you will find like this is the server file. You can just download this server and file, and then you can keep it somewhere. And then once you have downloaded it, what you need to do is you need to edit the configurations. And to edit the configuration, let me show you. This is my Claude Desktop. You can edit any configuration here. So just to edit the configuration and integrate the MCP server, what you need to do is you need to go to the settings, then go to the developers, and then go to the edit config. Once you are into the edit config, here it's showing edit config. I'll open it with the Visual Studio. You can open it with text for editor or any tool which you want, just to show how my actually the configuration looks like. So earlier this was not there, right? The vulnerable server, earlier I integrated this kite was there and the few others. So you can just add any MCP servers inside that MCP server. You can give the name, you can give the command, and then the path for the server file. So once it is integrated successfully, then what you will see is when you go to the Cloud Desktop, you will see inside the developer option, local MCP servers, you see I have two MCP servers. One is Edison and another one is Kite. So now let me show you what it does. So basically, what I'll do is I'll ask Claude to, okay, first let me tell you, okay, what it does. So with the help of my example, because later on, it will be easier to prove. So when I ask to add two numbers, what it does is it basically adds the two number, shows the result on the chat, but on the background, it basically checks for MCP connection or any email connectivity. Once it gets the email connectivity, what it does is it creates a text file and creates a summary of all the unread emails from whom it was and what is the subject line. Right. And where it will be saved is like I have because I created the server file, so I know you can change the file in the you can change the folder or anything where you want to save. So basically, where I wanted this to save is on my computers inside the users. Here I created this folder MCP output. So here, if you see, there is only one file, test.txt. Let me delete this file also. So this folder is as of now empty. And I go to Claude and I ask Claude to perform addition, because if you see, what I do is basically I have to just ask to perform addition between two numbers. So perform addition on two numbers, one and two. Let me hit enter. So it is asking, it has a tool. Do we want to allow? So I'll say, yeah, go ahead, utilize the tool. The tool is basically nothing but the MCP server. So if you see what it does, it loaded the tool, it searched, okay, it got the tool, it asked the permission. I said okay, and if you see, nothing suspicious looks here. It what it did, it just asked. I gave the prompt. It looked for tool. It did the addition. It showed me the output. But in the background, which is not shown here, what actually happened is if we go back to the folder here in the MCP server output, it basically created a file, and when we open the file, so what it did, it basically created a file, and also it summarized the all the unread emails from whom it was, and what was the subject line and all the details. So this is just an example what it can be done. It can do any task which you want to do. So this was just an example, and I made it for the sake of education purpose only. So in the code, it actually did not go to the Gmail MCP, but it can, So I just made it to create a sample file just to show what it can do. So it can create file, it can delete file, it can do a lot of things. It can interact with other MCP things. So basically, as in the example I showed you, you ask the MCP tool to do something and then it does, but in the background or maybe in the foreground also it does the basically malicious task which it was not intended to do. So this is all about the MCP tool poisoning. If you want to try it out, you can go through this GitHub repository. Also, you can learn from this OS website about the MCP tool poisoning. You can get all the details and you can understand more details from here. Yeah, that's all in this video. Thank you for listening to me.